Panther Nation podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Let's chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan. Pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the cause. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast, and we poppin'. Let's go.
Yo, what's poppin'? What's poppin', everybody? What's good? We back, night 2, back to back. Monday night, Tuesday night. Some critical information has hit the airwaves. So we have to discuss.
Yeah, man. You know, Tom Brady retired.
Tom Brady retired. Yes, he did officially. And we can talk about that. Yeah, he definitely retired officially.
But the reason why we're here overshadowed the fact that Tom Brady retired.
Right.
Yo, shout out to the super chat. Shout out to Noli.
Yeah, shout out to Noli. So yes, Noli is correct. Flores loaded the clip on the first day of Black History Month. Yes, he
didn't want to wait.
He definitely loaded the clip. Now, Dave, before we get into this, man, let's make sure we stay concise because there's a lot to unpack into this. And I haven't really had a chance to read everything because I've been doing that Senior Bowl video. And so let's try to unpack this. Like, let's peel the onion back a little bit. Let's not just go into everything because I know there's several different allegations.
Look, bro.
So let's pack one at a time.
Listen, man. I've watched Breaking Bad. I'm never go half measure.
Yeah, I know that's the problem. I need to understand, and we need to go half measure on this. It's because I need to understand. It's a lot.
Right.
Like it's a lot to unpack.
Let's start with the basic premise. Brian Flores is suing the National Football League, and he named 3 specific teams in the lawsuit: the Miami Dolphins, the Denver Broncos, and the New York Giants. Which one you want to start with?
I want to start with the Dolphins because I know there's other allegations in that other than the racial aspect, right? So let's start with the Dolphins and let's kind of unpack that one first.
All right,
that one's a lot.
Let's start with the Miami Dolphins. So the first layer with regards to the Miami Dolphins is that Mr. Flores seems to think that he was in deep water from the gate because he refused to tank. So much so that the owner offered $100,000 per loss in his initial season as the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and he still did not concede to it. So that's the first layer of it. So I think that was probably how the relationship started. Like, they wanted to tank to get a quarterback, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what it boils down to. In the grand scheme of things, I think they wanted to tank for Tua. They ended up getting Tua anyway, but whatever, right? So that's the first layer. The second layer was in 2020, the owner wanted him to tamper to get a really highly famed quarterback that
Tom Brady
available. Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't say the player in there, but we can put 2 and 2 together, you know. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, might be a duck, right? So,
yeah.
And he didn't want to tamper. So then, all right, continue to be on the bad side. In the meantime, he's winning games, right? He's winning football games. Like, this is the first time they had back-to-back winning season since 2003.
Which is why it all makes sense now. It all makes sense as to why Flores is no longer the coach of the Miami Dolphins. Because we were all flabbergasted. The whole NFL fan base was flabbergasted as to why Flores was fired from the Miami Dolphins after having successful seasons. Like, he had winning seasons. Like, winning coaches don't get fired. And it just seems like he never succumbed to the pressure.
Black ones do.
Black ones do. You are correct. Jim Caldwell.
Tony Dungy got fired after winning season for the Bucs. People forget about that.
That's true. So it all makes sense. Yeah, and Jim Caldwell too. Yeah, so it all makes sense now as to why Fan was let go. Like, he just didn't want to do what
my man got fired for winning too much. Like, typically you get fired for losing too much. But my man got fired for winning too much, in essence. That's what it came down to in my eyes.
That's crazy, bro.
He got fired for winning too much.
$100K for each L from the owner, bro. Like, and they said, "Nah, I'm straight." We tried to tell y'all about that tanking and how that don't exist. You can't even get, you can't even get $100K to tank on purpose, bro. Like, dudes don't tank. You know what I'm saying? They got jobs to play for. That's crazy, bro.
That's game.
Crazy. Per game. Yeah, per
loss.
Game. Per L, bro. So yeah, man, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Okay, so that's the first layer of this Flores deal here. You got the $100K from the owner to tank. He didn't do it. You got the tampering. He wanted them to go get Tom. They wanted him to go get Tom Brady, and he didn't do it. And so, what's the next layer to this day? I don't understand. What's everybody delete email? That's funny. This is funny.
They are.
That's funny.
Dog. Yeah. They are.
Unfortunately, they don't go away. Unfortunately they don't. No, that's not how it works.
No, that's not how technology works.
It's definitely not. I'm in IT. I understand this whole concept. They ain't going nowhere.
All I'm going to say is this.
That is funny, though.
Google, after you delete your shit, Google, Amazon, or Apple still has it. It is sitting somewhere in the metaverse. In the metaverse. That's what the metaverse is.
It's in the cloud. Actually, that existed before the metaverse. It's sitting in the cloud somewhere on somebody's server. Yeah, it was somewhere, bro. But yeah, man. So okay, so let's peel back the other layers to this, because there's more layers. What's the other layers? What's the other components of this, Dave? You pick what's next.
Are you want me to pick the next team?
Yeah, you pick the next team.
Let's go with the Giants. That's a little bit more current. So his former boss, Bill Belichick, sends him a text message saying, "Congratulations on getting the New York Giants job." Brian Flores being befuddled, like, that's interesting.
Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted is like, I haven't done my interview yet.
Confused.
I haven't done my interview yet. I'm hoping I got a shot to get this job. And it was like, well, what? And Bill replied, well, what we heard is that what I heard is that, you're going to be the next head coach of the football Giants. Congrats, right? Still flabbergasted because, somewhat confused. And then Brian says, hey, are you sure you're talking to the right person? And then it was like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. They're about to announce Brian Daboll as the new head football coach. The problem is the man hasn't had his interview yet. And they already know who the guy is. So at a minimum, it's a violation of the Rooney Rule. And we'll get into the Rooney Rule because I can have my little diatribe about the Rooney Rule and what
you've gone off on the Rooney Rule several times in this chat. It's been a while, I'll give you that. But you have definitely expressed the disdain towards the Rooney Rule.
I hate it.
And how it just doesn't make sense. I mean, the concept, what they would like to do, it makes sense, but in practice,
it's disingenuous. It's disingenuous.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you have to create a rule to be forced to interview minorities, that alone shows the problem. You know what I'm saying? So now it just becomes a check in the box. And you know what? Some companies do that now. So I don't want to just beat up on the NFL. I want to be fair. Because some companies try to put somebody that's underrepresented on an interview panel. I mean, saying, things like that happens, right? Like, it's not just an NFL problem. Let me be clear, but like
it's checking the box, man.
It's just a check in the box, and that's
Check
what
the
they
box.
do. That's why you get people like Hines Ward in for an interview, or Deuce Staley in for an interview.
And you know, in Goodwill, they ain't gonna get. They know they ain't gonna get the job. You know, they ain't gonna get the job. Just a waste of everybody's time.
Like if you gotta force people to come in to interview to bring in a person of color, man, that's toxic in itself. Like you should be. And the thing that bothers me all the time about this is that you as a company should always try to get the best candidates for the job. It shouldn't matter what color their skin is, but you should always try to get the best candidates to interview for your job. Like that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and we talked about this last night, and it's frustrating because when you see guys like, and I'll bring up a perfect example of what Dave is talking about. You talk about guys like Josh McCown getting second interviews over guys like Eric Bieniemy and Brian Flores. It's ridiculous. Like, there's no way that Josh McCown is more accomplished than a guy like Eric Bieniemy or even Brian Flores. It just does not compute. It doesn't make sense, and that's why it's frustrating. And that's why this has occurred, right? Because you're bringing guys in to check boxes, and these guys are more qualified. You put the resume. I do the resume things. You know, the little things I put, and I compare the resumes. Like, that's what these teams like. It's just like hiring any other position. Like, if you've been in and you've been in a manager role, you compare resumes. You're gonna look at the best resume. And you're gonna take the best resume. But when you got a guy that's a high school coach, fam, and he gets a second interview over a dude like Brian Flores, over a dude like Eric Bieniemy,
he never called plays.
That's ridiculous.
McCown's never called plays in high school, guys. He never called plays. He got a second interview. I mean, it's just posturing at this point. But like, so the bottom line is let's circle back because I know I went on my rant about the Rooney Rule. The bottom line is Bill Belichick knew that Brian Daboll had the job before Brian Flores even had a chance to go interview. So at that point, it's just a bullshit interview.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's a check in the box interview.
Off that alone, his suit is valid. Yeah, that's off of that. He could have left everything else out. Off that alone, that's the case, bro. That's a dub. Sound like a dub to me.
Well, it's gonna be at a minimum. It's gonna be but it's a class action lawsuit. So that means more folks have to join in with them. So that means it's gonna require other coaches to hop in.
It's gonna happen. It's one domino, bro. The only issue. Well, I'll save that for. Let's go through the last team, the Broncos, because that one's kind of funny too. Let's go to the Broncos. Let's talk about the Broncos and their interest, their situation here.
I'm gonna talk about the Broncos, then I'm gonna say something after the Broncos. So basically, what happened with that? Like he went to go interview for the job, in 2019, I believe, and he was able to interview with John Elway and some other folks who were running the Broncos at the time. John Elway and company showed up an hour late. They were drunk. It was obvious that it was no longer a legitimate interview because you showed up an hour late and you were intoxicated. So, and then they ended up hiring Vic Fangio's, and we saw how that worked out. But like, so, I mean, that's what happens to these guys, man. And that's why more and more of them are starting to not show up to these interviews. They're just deciding I'm all set. And that's why you see somebody like a Hines Ward get an interview that typically wouldn't get an interview. You know what I'm saying? And I remember at one point they was talking about Gerard Mayo having a shot at getting a head coaching job, and that got all silent too.
I remember that. That got silent quick, and he definitely deserves an opportunity.
Yeah. So that got interesting too. But
hold on, Dave, real quick. Let's talk about these super chats real quick. We're gonna talk about Tep. Looks like me, it smells like me. That could be one that could be submitted. Let's submit that joint. Jared says, I'd like to submit Tepper's statements on why he hired Rule into evidence for this case. I mean, yeah, looks like me.
Smells like me. Dresses like me. Ain't nobody like me. I mean, there's just some things that we just can't do, Rashad.
Yeah, we can't definitely not look like him.
I can't cover that box. I'm sorry.
We can't check.
The melanin won't allow it. It's unfortunate. You know
unfortunately, we just can't. We can't do that.
We can't. There's some boxes I just can't check.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I mean that's the basis of the loss, and it's interesting, bro. It's very interesting.
Let me tell you something. It's got the picture of the text messages in here.
Yep.
It's got the pictures of all the NFL head coaches, all the NFL GMs, all the owners. You know, he's in full-fledged plantation mode when it comes to this, man. And like I will say, man, looking at the 32 pictures of the head coaches is kind of hilarious. Because when you look at it, like there's one Hispanic guy and one black guy in there. It's Tomlin Rivera. That's it.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, this was going to happen eventually.
Yeah. But the dilemma was, and it was funny because Pro Football Talk a few days ago talked about how nobody would be willing to do it because your career is pretty much done. Your career is over when you make the decision to sue the NFL. Like you can never, like Brian Flores is about to get Colin Kaepernick. He's never going to coach in the NFL again. He ain't gonna get no coordinator job. He ain't gonna get no position job.
And that's my point. That's a great point. And I want to unpack that a little bit because that's hella unfortunate. And I think that's super effed up that has to happen, right? People have to sacrifice themselves, and he knows it. He knows it. I think if you read in the statement, I think he said, "I understand what this means. I understand that I'm probably never going to coach in the NFL again." Just like Kaepernick, like dudes have to sacrifice themselves in order to enact change, and it's fucking ridiculous, bro. Like that is so effed up that dudes have to go through this. Like it doesn't make sense, bro. Like I get it. If there's a guy that's more qualified and it makes sense,
oh yeah,
absolutely. Then yes, it makes sense. But dude, these guys are qualified candidates, man. Like that's what makes it fresh. Dude like Eric Bieniemy should be a coach. He should have an opportunity somewhere. A dude like Flores should have an opportunity. We're not just talking about we're just not talking about any dudes off the street. We're talking about qualified dudes. They should have an opportunity to coach somewhere, bro. That's all I'm saying. I think
the challenge is that, and they talked about the numbers about coaches that get fired and how many African American coaches get a second chance and how many white coaches get a second chance. And let me tell you something, bro. Like the numbers kind of show it. And when you think about some of the coaches, if you think about some of the coaches that get a second opportunity, like Tony Dungy got a second chance. He won a championship. Of course, he should get a second chance.
Yeah.
Right? Like my man Smith. Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith got a second chance. And he went to Super Bowl in his first gig. So yeah, he deserved to get a second chance. But then you got guys like Jim Caldwell. He got one in Detroit 3 out of 4 seasons. He's still waiting for a second opportunity. Won that Super Bowl as offensive coordinator for the Ravens. Still waiting for a second opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on how you look at it. Like,
and like Slim says, Josh McDaniels got like 3 or 4 chances, bro. The Broncos situation, the Colts, he shitted on the Colts, left them hanging, and still got another opportunity, bro. Like, what we gotta do? So I want to address this real quick. This is an interesting question. Did Flores jump too soon? Maybe he would have got. Hold on, Dave. Hold on. Let me get it out. Hold on. Maybe he would have gotten another job had he waited. If these places did him wrong, then after you get the gig, you put them on blast. And see, this is an interesting question, but you have to see this. We have to start being able to put ourselves in other people's shoes, right? Can you imagine how frustrating it is going around and just saying, wait your turn, like just wait? No, F that. I got done dirty, fam. F that. I'm putting these cats on blast, B. And it is what it is. Whatever comes with it, comes with it.
I don't think Flores jumped too soon. I'm going to explain to you why.
I don't think so either.
He sees the numbers, right? Like he sees the numbers and the coaches that get second opportunities that are African American, and ain't that many of them. So he sees the chances. He sees the odds. He understands what it takes to go through the drill. He's been through the drill of being through sham interviews. Like if you go through enough of them, at some point you're gonna say enough's enough. And I think the moment when Bill Belichick congratulated him on getting that job, and then it became apparent that he was in another scam interview, and then 3 days later he went through that interview knowing that he didn't have the job because they already selected their person. I mean, that alone, that probably said, all right, enough's enough. You know, because discrimination is one of the hardest things to prove in court. Like you gotta have some legitimate, like it's a he say, she say type of situation when it comes to discrimination in the workplace. It is a hard thing to prove, bro.
Yeah.
And that's the smoking gun that he has. So he did it. He did it when he should have. And I bet
agree.
you there's a lot of coaches that are happy he did it.
Yep, and it's a windfall, bro. Once it's like knocking the dominoes down. Like once you knock one down, all the other dominoes are gonna fall in, and everybody's gonna start complaining now because it's ridiculous, man. And I do want to commend, certain teams did go out there and they did hire, they did get GMs, so we've got
they've
GMs
actually done
place.
pretty well. Like they got six out of the 32 GMs in the NFL right now are African American.
Yeah,
so
I give them credit on that.
I'm giving them credit. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, 70% of the league is black. Like, I mean, you should, I think that's important in an organization. I mean, your organization should look like what you want it to look like. Like that's what it should represent. So, I mean, if you, I'm not saying you got to have 70% GM. That ain't what I'm asking for. But I think it should be more than 6. Same thing with head coaches. I'm not saying 13%. I ain't saying 70% of the head coaches need to be black. I'm not saying that at all. I just think it needs to be better than 1. Like 1. And then the one that's the head coach, he just so happens to be on a franchise that don't fire coaches. Like the Steelers have never fired their head coach. So it's kind of wild when you think about it. But I digress.
So yeah, man, it's a lot to unpack, man. And I think this is going to make some waves throughout the NFL. Like the fact that they've already released statement. I know the Dolphins released a statement defending themselves against the racist part of the allegations, but they did not defend or address the payment stuff. So this is going to be very interesting after this plays out, like what's going to occur. Like you could talk about potential penalties with them getting draft picks snatched. It could be a lot that happens.
The Giants are going to lose some money and potential draft picks because they absolutely broke the Rooney
Dolphins,
rule.
Bro. The Dolphins are going to get kid, bro. $100,000 people fam, come on, they're going to get smacked heavy, bro. And the Giants. I don't know about too much about the Denver situation. But
speaking of the Denver situation, there's one more thing I want to say about it. This outside of the lawsuit, but it's still some interesting things that are happening with Denver. They're for sale, right?
Yep.
And there's an African American that has enough money to buy that team.
Yep.
If the NFL wants to sweep this under the rug, I think they know what they need to do. Let's see if they're gonna do it. I doubt it, but we'll see. And he has enough money to buy it. They're saying Denver's worth $4 billion. He's got enough cash to do it.
Yeah,
you can pay for it cash.
Man, yeah, man. This is tough, bro. I do think Cats is gonna get hit, bro. If this goes through, and I hope that Flores goes all the way through with it. Like I hope he doesn't settle or anything like that. Like I hope he goes all the way through and people need to start being held accountable, bro. That's the problem. Is that the NFL is a good old boys club, right? And nobody's held accountable. You got people that hire who they want to hire, and then nobody's held accountable when situations like this come up. Kaepernick, and now Flores. Like we're starting to see, like you can't you were coming to a situation. It's 2022, fam. You can't hide it's going to start coming out, bro. Like people are gonna have to start being transparent. And I commend Flores because he sacrificed himself. He legit sacrificed himself for
but he probably knew. But he probably knew what it was, right? He probably knew he wasn't gonna get another head coaching job, and now he would be the new token interview. He probably knew because it would be a no-brainer. Like they'll bring Flores in, the man got head coaching experience. They can't say it was just a token interview. He just missed the mark, and then that's what you can do. You can just say, "Oh, he just missed the mark." Every time when they want, like if Jim Harbaugh is coming, they'll bring in Flores interview. Oh, he just missed the mark. You know what I'm saying? A hotshot offensive coordinator, he just missed the mark.
Yeah, man, it's tough though. It's unfortunate, man. Oh man, it's tough. Okay, I didn't know this.
Oh wow. Well, so much for that.
See, that Robert Smith is the guy that was potentially going to be the buyer of the Broncos. That's who Robert S. Smith is. For those,
he's from Denver too. That's why it kind of was like a perfect fit type of situation for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. You remember when he was the guy that paid off the Morehouse grads when he did this, when he spoke.
Yep.
And he said he was going to pay off the loans. It was him. So yeah, he's got money. Plenty of it. He could have done it. Well, so much for that. Well, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Flores is going to be on CBS tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's going to be prime time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to go live for that.
CBS this morning.
It's
in the morning. Yeah, that's already announced. So he's gonna be on CBS this morning.
You ain't gonna be able to shut him
up. This ain't going away.
This is not going away.
This ain't going away.
It's not going away, dog. Yeah, man.
This ain't going away, bro. Like this one ain't walking away.
Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah, this one ain't going away. Tough. It can't, what I'm saying? You got end racism on the field, stop hate. What's the other slogans they use?
Something change, something about change. Inspire change. Yeah.
Yeah, inspire change. They got all these. Yeah,
pun intended.
It's all cap. Got it, man. And I say this all the time, even when I'm at work. I said, look, man, I don't care about what you say in your emails. I'm all about the actions, man. Your action is going to show me everything I need to see.
About that action, boss.
I'm about that action, boss. You can say whatever you want to say, but if you ain't about the action, it's meaningless to me. It's a waste of my time. Like, I'd rather, you can say you care about certain holidays. You can say you care about diversity. You can say whatever the hell you want. But the NFL's been talking about ending racism since George Floyd, and they probably should have been saying it before that. But they were saying this is George Floyd, and they've lost head coaches. They've lost black head coaches since then. It's all about your actions, boss. And you fired one that had back-to-back winning seasons, and I think they fired the wrong guy because I don't think he's happy.
Yeah,
I think he knows, and he knows what it is.
And he knew how, dog. It's crazy. It's crazy when you really think.
So now I got other questions.
What goes on in the back end?
But now I got questions. I wonder if Hugh Jackson got paid for each loss when he was with Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Dave, that's where I was going. What I was about to say is can you imagine? This just got out. Like, can you imagine all the stuff that's not getting out? Like, can you imagine all the back end stuff that's just and I'm telling you, this stuff is gonna get harder to hide, bro. Like, it's gonna get harder and harder and harder to hide. As people get frustrated and they ain't got nothing to lose, like Flores, he ain't got nothing to lose. He's not gonna get hired. He's not getting hired by nobody, right? So he ain't got nothing to lose.
They already picked 4 head coaches, and none of them were black. I mean, they still got 5 more chances, and I don't think Jacksonville's gonna pick one because Byron. You know what? I'm gonna be curious to see if Byron Leftwich ends up being part of that class action lawsuit, whether or not Airbnb be part of that class action lawsuit. Whether
how
or not
was Leftwich not hired, fam?
Well, we talked about it yesterday about what happened with that.
Well, no, I know that with Jacksonville, but even after that, he's still a viable candidate. Like, how come he's not getting? It's ridiculous, man. This is bad.
There's the other element too about what it takes to be a black head coach in the NFL. I mean, a lot of the black head coaches are former players. A lot of people don't really talk about that. Most of the black head coaches are former players. So the first thing you got to be one of the best athletes in the world.
Facts.
All right. You have to be one of the best athletes in the world. And then you have to have then you have to be mentored by somebody that's going to be willing to teach you how to coach.
Yeah. And you know what's
to even get an opportunity.
You know what's interesting with that, Dave? Because as I put together those resumes, it's very telling to me. It's very telling when you put together the resumes and you see how these guys got their starts as interns. So somebody like me, right? I got this YouTube channel, right? You know who I would love to sit with a Samir Suleiman or something like that. I got a nice little resume on the tube, right? How come I can't apply to the job and get a little something? It would never happen, right? Because like you're saying, you got to come up, like you're saying, you got to be one of the best athletes in the world. You got to come up through the ranks. You got to be a former player. You got to do this. You got to do that. And then after you're done with your playing career, then you might have an opportunity to become a head coach. Like you're saying, most of the former head coaches are actually they're former players. So it's just if you really look at how some of these guys that end up these young guys that end up head coaches, see how they got their starts, bro. they start as interns somewhere in the front office, and then they kind of just work their way up. They become a coaching assistant. It's just interesting if you really like take a deep dive. They're not former players, like
Some
Dave is
are,
saying.
some are,
Some of them are
but the
not.
percentages aren't as high as the black coaches. Like when you compare the white head coaches versus the black head coaches, most of the white, it's about half of the black head coaches in NFL history were former players. And I'll name a couple for you. Mike Singletary, former player. Tony Dungy, former player. You know, Byron Leftwich, but he hasn't got an opportunity to be a head coach yet. You know, so you know, but yeah. And then like this, and a lot of the head coaching candidates that are African American, like D'Amico Ryan, former player, Gerard Merrill, former player, Byron Leftwich, former player, like Ron Rivera, former player on the 85 Bears.
You know, look at like McVay, for instance. Like go back and look at his journey.
You know one.
He ain't no former player.
You know what? You know what? That's one random fact about McVay. He beat out Calvin Johnson for the Georgia Athlete of the Year, which is wild to think. But he never played in the league.
I was looking at Zach Taylor too. Zach Taylor did play. So Zach Taylor was a former player. He got 1 year in the league.
Yeah, Zach Taylor played.
Do we count that though?
No, I count it. He
was a practice squad fan. That don't hell no. That don't count. That does not count. That does not count. I'm not.
Kyle Shanahan didn't play. Kyle Shanahan didn't play.
But just go. I'm telling you, just go back go back and look at how some of these dudes got they starts, bro. It's just interesting. I'm just pointing out, you know, like look, and we talked about this earlier.
Yeah,
it's Josh McCown. But
it's Josh McCown. But he was a quarterback.
Man.
He was starting quarterback at least. But he didn't have any coaching experience.
No.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury was a backup quarterback for Tom Brady.
Just go. I'm telling you, when I put these resumes together, it's very interesting to see how some of these dudes got their start. It ain't former players. These dudes be like offenses. They start in college. They be like a grad assistant,
or the pops, or like their dad, like you know, like Mike Shanahan,
or they know somebody that knows somebody, right? Yep.
Yeah, Mike Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? His pops. You know, Kyle Shanahan's pops was a hell of a coach in Denver, bro. Got him to Super Bowl. Hell of a coach in Denver.
For sure, man.
Herm Edwards, remember Herm? He played. He was an Eagle. He played for the Eagles. Like, So, yeah. No.
But so do we got anything else to unpack on the whole Flores situation?
Oh boy, this is man. Like the NFL has to be pissed right now. This has ruined their Super Bowl. This has ruined their Super Bowl media run.
Oh, man. And it ruined the whole Tom Brady announcement too. I know he can't be happy.
Well, it was already ruined when they broke it a few days ago. And
but now it's super ruined. It got super stepped on now. Like that was one thing. That was Shefty straight shitted on Tom.
Chef and Darlington, yeah.
But now it's like nobody even cares about Tom Brady anymore. Which is, I know he won the spotlight for a little bit longer than what he got it, but yeah, man. But the next topic I did want to talk about, if we're done with the Flores situation, you want to be done with? Okay, so the next topic, everybody, I saw in the chat earlier when we got started, Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh looks like he's set to become the Vikings head coach.
Is official? Hold on.
I think I think it's close. It's like,
so who did the Vikings interview? We all knew Harbaugh was gonna. And you know, and the thing is, like, I understand, you know, I don't blame Kwasi for going after Harbaugh at all. Cause you got to shoot your shot.
Facts.
If you convince Harbaugh to come back to the NFL, you got to shoot your shot there. Can't blame him there 1 second.
Yep. So Vikings looks like they're gonna land on Jim Harbaugh, which leaves that Michigan job open.
Well,
so what you think about that? What you think about that joint? Shout out to Brad, man. Brad in the building. Shout out to Brad. Hey, Brad's a Michigan fan. So I
How
want to
you
know what
feeling?
Brad's
How you
thoughts.
feeling, Brad? Yeah, man. How you feeling, Brad? Y'all about to lose y'all
Brad the link.
coach. You can send him a link. It's whatever.
But yeah, man, no, I just think it's interesting, bro. It's interesting to see what's gonna happen with Minnesota,
man.
bro.
Look, man, if Minnesota signs signs Harbaugh as their head coach, they're gonna be formative next year, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's one. And two, I mean, Rule leaving is not out of the question.
It's not happening, bro.
Well, they got somebody with head coaching experience that can be the interim. This won't be a fun season for us.
It's not happening, bro. Don't let y'all disdain for Matt Rule blind y'all. Yo, he's not going nowhere. I know y'all want him to go, but he ain't going.
He ain't nowhere. Mike Tomlin. They gotta check for him. Never say never, but never. That's what you're saying. Never say never, but never.
He's not. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, I mean, I think every you know what I'm saying, nobody wished him a happy birthday yesterday. Like everybody wants Matt Rule out.
Yeah, I think that was a strategic move by the Panthers. The Panthers social media team, yo, they wish everybody happy birthday, all the players, former players, happy birthday. Matt Rule birthday come and go because he was about to get super slandered in the comments.
Well, you know the great thing is too. You know the social media manager for the person that manages that channel. She left for a new job. We ain't talking about that, but
we did. I don't think that's not newsworthy, bro. I'm sorry.
It is.
She was
the best.
It's
in
not.
NFL,
Nah, it's not. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's not newsworthy. But. Anyway, yeah. So I think that he was gonna get killed in the comments if they wish him a happy birthday. That was a strategic move. So
that would have been hilarious though. Like I would have.
You gotta go to patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Put that thing at the bottom.
I got you, man.
Hey, listen. Hey, shout out to everybody that joined Patreon yesterday. We like 80, 86, 87 Patreon members right now. Yeah, man. So yeah, I did. I got some of the Senior Bowl love. I put together a video. I collected a bunch of highlights and put together a video for the Senior Bowl. So yeah, that's out there for y'all viewing pleasure if y'all want to see that joint. A couple guys look good. I'm trying to tell y'all that Malik Willis looking all right out there. My man Travis Jones, the DT from UConn. I try to put y'all on. Don't get on the train late, fam. Don't get on the train late, B. Don't get on that train late. Travis Jones is a monster, dog. My man Ritter didn't look so hot. Ritter did not look so hot. Pickett looked fine. Yeah, he didn't amaze. Trevor Penning looked great. Shout out to Trevor Penning, tackle from Northern Iowa. He could be an intriguing prospect. His stock is gonna rise. Pause. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, man. Check out the Senior Bowl stuff, man. I told you I was gonna cover it. I didn't get a chance to go out there this year, but I'm still gonna put together the best clips I can gather. And it's out there right now. Go and check it out. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
So yeah, so you're on the Rule will be here regardless train, huh?
Yeah, I've been on that though. I've been on that for a while, man. I'm with you. I'm with you though. I still think that he got whenever the bye is, whenever that bye week is, it's a wrap.
It's for me. It's about the prestige of the job. Like I just think, I think if it was like some lower end Power 5 school, I would agree with you. But jobs like Michigan don't open often. Like Harbaugh could have had that job for as long as he wanted it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm thinking it could be a possibility. I mean, he get an opportunity to play in the Big Ten. No. Then again, he'll be in a losing spot because now you got to figure out how to beat Ohio State every year.
He can't win a big game. You asking for too much.
So, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm with you right here, though. I agree here, man. If the lease is to the bye, why wait? I agree, but I don't think Tepper's thinking that way.
I agree too.
I think Tepper's out here. He got to see how bad it really looks. and then he's probably going to end up making a decision.
I think to be honest with you, and I didn't say this, and I should have said this a couple weeks ago, but I really think that Tepper saw what was coming with maybe he got some writing on the wall with Sean Payton and Tom Brady and said, yo, maybe if I just hold on to Rule, maybe we could just catch a spark with those two guys leaving. Maybe that's all we need. We don't want to fire him, because if we just keep him around and let him continue to build, we're gonna have the most senior coach in the South. Well, not senior coach in the South, but we're gonna have one of the best.
No, that is correct.
No,
he would be.
If Arians leaves,
yeah, I mean, but good point. Arians would be.
But yeah, but no, you're right. I am right, because he would be one of the most senior coaches in the South. So let me keep him for a third year and let him continue to build. So I'm just saying maybe that was part of the thought process. I don't know.
Bro, if he can't win a division like this, he's never gonna win it.
But again, I think and I think it's the point still stands, right? It's do or die. He gotta do something this year. If you don't do it this year, then it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap. And then we're gonna be probably hitting the reset button the same as other teams. You know what I'm saying? So I think he may have saw that coming, and he was like, "Yo, let's try to rock with it." But yeah, man,
we out here hustling back.
Oh yeah, Carson Strong looked good today too. Shout out to Carson Strong. If this happens, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna tell you that they take Carson Strong, it's gonna be a problem. Carson Strong is nice, and he'll fit right in with that pocket. They would know how to use him, because Tom Brady was a statue too. So Carson Strong will fit right in with the Bucs, to be honest with you. But yeah, man. All right. So what you trying to hang out for a little bit longer, or what's good? What you trying to do, Dave?
Now we could take some questions if folks in the chat got questions about whatever's going on, Panthers wise, NFL wise, whatever. I mean, because all I'm going to do is turn on my audiobook when I get back upstairs.
Stu said audiobook.
Yeah, because in my book,
pick up the book, man.
Nah, Dillatime ain't come in yet. So Dillatime didn't come into the mail yet. It ain't gonna be in the mail till tomorrow. And my arcades didn't come today either. I'm furious. So
you stayed at home all day and you didn't get your arcades.
Nah, I didn't get the arcade today. It was very unfortunate. And then I called FedEx. This is why I hate FedEx, man. FedEx is the worst. FedEx is like the worst, bro. They're gonna make me sign, and then like, oh, we're so sorry. And I gotta go into work tomorrow because I got meetings all day. I gotta wear a suit tomorrow. I gotta take pictures and stuff tomorrow.
Oh, so we talking about McBride. McBride is nice. I think he's a solid combination of blocking and receiving threat, if that's who you're talking about. Penning looked good. Rayman, he didn't look that great, bro. And Rayman is one of my guys. He's a guy that I like a lot. But he didn't. I'm gonna be honest. He was getting beat up pretty good. Penning looked great. Penning was ragdolling some. I got it on a highlight video. He ragdolled the shit out of somebody. I don't know who it was, but it was bad. Dave, you got to answer this question.
Oh, I'm drinking Balvenie Caribbean Cask. That's what I'm drinking. Balvenie Caribbean Cask. There you go.
Who do you think we target in free agent? Loaded question. I don't know who we're going to target.
Whoever wants to come here.
Pretty much. I don't know who. That's a tough question to answer.
I think I'll be honest. I think they're going to target offensive line in free agency because I really think Kyle Hampton's there at 6, bro. We're taking him. So like I think they're going to target offensive line in free agency. I really do. I don't think we can hear you, bro. At least I can't.
Oh, my bad. I hit the button. I hit the mute button.
What were you saying?
Fault. No, I think that I think they are going to try to target some guys in free agency on the offensive line. I think linebacker too. But I don't know any particular. I don't know of the guys yet. It's hard to project free agency right now because we don't know who's going to get re-signed. Right? We got to really wait until the franchise tags, all that stuff gets dropped. Who's going to get extended before free agency and all that? We don't know. We don't know that just yet. So it's hard to predict right now. But I'm gonna do a video dropping some names.
Well, I got this one. Yeah, dude. As soon as the lawsuit was filed, he was blackballed. It's over. He ain't coming back. It doesn't matter what the result of the lawsuit is. I'll be honest. I don't like I think the people that are going to join in with him might get blackballed too, but we'll see how it goes. But the thing is, if everybody unite, you can't blackball all the black coaches, but you never know with the NFL,
right? Dave, they want you to do a mock draft for Mock Draft Monday. They want you to record one. We
They
gotta
want me to
see.
record a mock draft.
Yeah, they want you to do a mock draft, man. A solo mock.
Send me the password.
Without me helping you.
That would be a disaster. But send me the password. I'll do it. I don't care.
All right, we have to make that happen. We got to make that happen.
Yo,
let's see. Who do I need to show out for Senior Bowl this week, man? I really want to see Malik show out. I want to see Malik Willis show out. There's some other guys that I really like, especially some of the tackles like Penning. I wanted Ritter to have a better showing. He's off to a rough start, and a lot of guys did opt out too. Like I wanted to see Devin Lloyd. I wanted to see a bunch of guys that opted out. So that sucks for them. My boy Travis Jones, I like him a lot. I think he should. He's already got off to a good start. But I ain't really checking for anybody in particular. I just want, if I had to pick one, it'd be Malik. I really want Malik to ball out for sure. That's what I really wanted to ball out. If I had to pick one. Let's see here. Yeah, we talked about this last night.
Oh well, we talked about it, but we got updates.
Yeah, the confirmation.
Sheena confirmed that very close source was Eli Apple.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I figured it, and I kind of hinted to it yesterday. But yeah. Look, man. I know folks was it was an easy target to attack how bad Eli Apple was for us. But that man is a starting cornerback. He's about to be a starting cornerback for a Super Bowl game. So I will be excited too. I mean, you got a coach saying you'll never play in the NFL again, and then you go to the Super Bowl. I mean, dude, like if that ain't ether, I don't know what is. And
Facts.
It reminds me of what Steve Smith said about David Culley and why he wasn't a fan of David Culley when he heard he got the job. Because I guess there was some incident while he was in the Pro Bowl when he was still a returner, and they needed help at wide receiver. So Harbaugh asked him to go do wide receivers, and then Culley was like, "You're not a wide receiver. Get on out of here," type of thing. And that was the moment he knew that David Culley didn't know how to evaluate talent.
Yeah.
So.
Besides Brian Robinson, who else am I looking for in the running back class? Man, that's it, bro. That's so every year I have a guy, and Dave knows about this. I have a guy that I really want picked. Sometimes it comes true, sometimes it doesn't. My most famous one that I picked was Luke. Luke was a guy that I really wanted. I called my shot, and we didn't need a linebacker at the time. I wanted Luke on the squad, and I called it. Brian Robinson is a guy that I want on this Panther squad. He is, and he's not a top pick, right? He's not a first-round guy, but he's a guy that we need a physical running back on this squad, bro. The running backs that we have ain't Brian Robinson, dog. We need that type of running back. Bama running backs always show out. They always are ready, and he has one of he has like the least usage of all of the recent running backs coming out of Alabama. So Brian Robinson is he's the guy that I want. So I ain't checking for nobody else. Brian Robinson is the guy I want. I'm gonna be honest. Let's see who else we got. Let me see here. Divisions up for grabs. Sean Payton, Brady, and the Falcons being the Falcons. How do you guys think we fare? I think we have to. We have to.
So
right?
We got a shot. We
have to.
Dude, if we can't win division with this squad, we gotta you gotta fire him, man. Like, I mean, you know what quarterback they're talking about the Bucs bringing back in? Jameis Winston.
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be interesting.
There'd be the speculation that Jameis Winston could possibly come back to Tampa Bay.
That'd be interesting.
Look, man. Because I don't think the Saints are going to re-sign him, especially since Sean Payton's not there anymore. So, I mean, that could be a legitimate possibility, and that will make it interesting for the Bucs at least. That being said, like the Saints, the quarterback situation for New Orleans is a mess, a certifiable mess. Atlanta's got some talent on offense, but it's not nothing. It's not nothing that we can't like take care of.
They got Matt Ryan who's aging. They got to figure out what they're gonna do there. I think they could draft a quarterback, but we'll see. They've got some questions. I think Matt Ryan is the end is near. The end is in sight.
It's close.
Matt Ryan.
But I don't know. So, but even if they draft a quarterback this year, they're not going to play him. They're going to
no, they're not.
Matt.
No, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
So they're going to roll with Matt. And I mean, and they're not going to have Calvin Ridley anymore. It sounds like Calvin Ridley's going to get traded. So from that aspect, you're going to have Kyle Pitts as a wide receiver. Cordell Patterson showed a lot this season. So we'll see.
Who you got winning Super Bowl, Dave?
It pains for me to say it. The Rams. I'm
going with the Rams too, dog. I'm rocking with the Bengals. I really ain't got no dog in the fight, but
I would love to see the Bengals do it. Did you hear what they're doing in Cincinnati? They're canceling school for the day after the Super Bowl for the kids.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's bulletin board material too. But I agree. It is dope. I would love to see Cincinnati do it. I think it would be awesome. That would be their first Super Bowl win. This is their third time getting there. So that would be dope if they finally get one. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I'm considering the last two times they ran into Joe Montana. So it'll be dope if they can get them one.
Let's see. Oh no, I didn't get a chance to excuse me. I didn't get a chance to read Fitterer's little press conference thing, but they did say they're taking a look at the quarterbacks. I saw that.
Of course,
I saw that. They're taking a look at the quarterbacks. He said when you get in the top 10, you almost. I mean, you got to consider a quarterback. They didn't do it last year, but I digress. But we'll see. We'll see.
They ain't no, but like if they're trying to use that as a chip to try to trade back, they should try something else. I'll be honest. Like they should definitely try something else if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to not. It's hard to like project, man. It's I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna do, fam.
They're gonna take BPA, whatever that is.
Yeah,
that's what they're gonna do.
It's gonna be good chance that's the quarterback then.
Yeah, they're gonna take. No, there's no quarterback that's gonna be BPA at 6.
Yeah, there will.
No,
depending on how there will. Depending on how combines go. You got it effed up, Dave. Quarterback, no matter what it is, still the most overdrafted position, and it is the most overdrafted position.
No, I get all that, but I'm talking about when you think about value at number 6, you can get the best player at a position other than quarterback at 6.
Yeah, but that don't make the no. That's not nope. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Position of value matters. I could take the best. So me taking the best defensive tackle is equal to me taking the best quarterback or second best quarterback.
Fam, you just talked about how you really wanted Luke Kuechly, right? When we didn't even need. When we really
it wasn't about need. That's
yeah. But my point is, there was the best defensive tackle in the draft sitting right there for us to take instead of Luke. Who ended up having
Luke was the best. Luke was the best linebacker though.
I know, but we didn't need a linebacker.
But what I'm saying is it depends. It's all about positions of value, bro. Like if you again, okay. So let me tell you this, Dave. Top running back. You gonna take him in the top 10?
I mean, but that's a dying position.
My point is being said.
No, but my thing is like a running back. You can get a great running back late in a later round. That's seen. I mean, we just had a quarterback that was taken in the damn 6th round, ended up becoming the greatest quarterback we ever seen in our life. So you can find a quarterback anywhere, but most of the time your best bet is to get them in the 1st round. But the bottom line is that I mean, when you think about other position of need, like if Kyle Hamilton's there, you're not taking a quarterback over him.
Yes, you would. Yes, you will.
No, you're not. Man.
Dave, watch when the draft comes around.
Phil Snow owns that room, bro.
Watch. Okay. You ain't trying to put something on it. Dave, you already handing out way too much money. Don't you owe your boy? Yeah, you owe
I do.
your man from Panthers on Tap.
I do need to pay him. But I want to wait. I want to wait until this whole Michigan thing pans out before I pay him.
That's true. That's true too.
But technically, he wouldn't get fired, so I still kind of need to pay him, right?
Put some popcorn on it. They said that popcorn was good as shit.
Real talk. Man. I'm still mad at myself that I ain't getting my popcorn. I didn't order my popcorn before the deadline. We gotta get another fundraiser going, man.
Nah, we can't run that one back. We gotta try something else.
We can run it back. We get some pretty good money on it. We can run that shit back.
Yeah, but you can't let the well run dry, fam.
That's true. What happened with Kyle Ridley? He stopped playing football due to mental health. He said he had to take care of himself, and I respect that. But at the end of the season, they're talking like they're going to trade him. So they exercised his fifth-year option prior to the season, kind of like the same thing they had the same thing that we did with DJ Moore. So they got to figure out how to get him out to trade him at this point if they don't want him on the roster anymore. But it's obvious that he doesn't want to play for Atlanta anymore. Yo, that popcorn was good, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Yo, that damn queso fire one.
Flames, bro.
Yo, man.
Flames.
And I'm mad because I wanted to get a bag of the peanut butter chocolate. But I guess you can order it separately too. But I don't want to do that if they're going to charge me full price. And nobody's getting a cause. So
Flames. So do we got anything else, man? I think we kind of cut into C3 time, man. It's C3 running.
Oh, that is right. C3 is today.
Yeah, we don't want to step on their toes. And I think Big Cat going live tonight too. Hey, real quick though, before we get out of here, I gotta say this because I seen Big Cat and I seen my man John from One Carolina. They said they're not Malik Willis fans. They said they're not. I seen it on the Twitters. They said we're not Malik Willis guys. Let me remind you, they were the same two dudes. Both of them. This is on wax. Then the same two dudes that said Rashawn Slater was a guard. So I'm just throwing that out there. Shout out to them guys, man. It's all love. It's all fun. It's all fun, bro. It's no beef. I'm just saying this. I'm just putting it out there that be careful. Do your own due diligence. Do your own research. Come up with your own opinion. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to them.
Look, man.
Come up with your own opinion, dog.
So what I'm hearing is that they agree with Matt Rule on one thing.
Arm length or something.
Oh God, man. Well, I mean, look, man. Who would have thought he would have been an All-Pro tackle?
So this is an interesting question. This is an interesting question right here. Because this kind of goes in with this, Dave. But I agree what 4-Man Rush said. 4-Man Rush said, yo, we bring back Cam, and then we get Malik, and that's your bridge, right? You got you got your veteran quarterback, and you got your young Malik that could take over, right? I think that's the best situation and we could have did this 2 years ago, right? We going back doing the same thing we could have been done. Right. So now we're right back in the same boat, and we could do the same thing. And so I think that's the best situation for the Carolina Panthers. But my biggest concern, even with that, is Matt Rule going to be able to coach him? Because if we do get that quarterback, now I don't know, man. I don't know, dog. It's a rock and a hard place for the Carolina Panthers, dog.
I think the best thing that can happen is what you don't think is going to happen is that he ends up taking the job in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think that's realistic, man. It's not happening, bro. That is not happening, man. I'm telling you.
There's got to be a reason why Tepper's as silent as he is, bro. They were saying that he was going to talk after they hired the offensive coordinator.
That's true.
Like, dog, it's not an accident, bro. He got to say something. He tended to be vocal when he had Teddy Bridgewater as a quarterback.
Yeah, I like Willis. I do think he needs a little bit of molding, right? And he needs the right situation. He's not perfect by any means. He's gonna have some bumps in the road, but I do think he'd be a good quarterback for the Panthers. Let him sit for a year and then let him take over, or let him sit for the bulk of the year. Let him take over late in the season. something like that. That I don't want him going out there week 1 for sure.
Yeah. I do trust McAdoo's judgment when it comes to quarterbacks. Like if McAdoo says that, McAdoo says the quarterback's legit, I'm rolling. If he tells me that Kenny Pickett is the real deal, I'm gonna take my chances. I might be okay with it, but I ain't heard him say anything about any of the quarterbacks yet. This is a good point too, bro. Like I think Tepper might be
Chris
out here
is
trying
right.
to, yeah.
Chris
like
is
this
right,
is something that he's building.
They
this
kicking off. I believe they're kicking off in March or May. Is it March or May? I think it's May. I don't know what it's soon though.
Yo, Panther Nation, convince me to be a Charlotte FC fan.
Yo, man, get down and lay down, dog.
Is that their slogan?
No, it's not, but that's what I just said. It's my thing for the FC. Yeah, no, so they got a match February 8th. I don't think that's like
Let me explain something to you, bro. MLS could potentially pass baseball when it comes to popularity in the next 10 years.
I agree with that.
Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, soccer is the most popular sport in the world. Like, and if the NFL doesn't get their shit together, they might not have a league to deal with all these black coaches suing them.
Yeah, no, my bad. Yo, Charlotte FC kicks off February 26th. That's the first game.
Wow, that's the end of the month.
Exactly. DC United. Charlotte FC. We out here.
Bro,
first home game is in March.
First home game is in March. You can't pay me enough to watch just like a regular baseball game on television. Like if the World Series is going, I'll sit and watch. Like I watched the World Series this year, but you cannot pay me enough to watch like a typical regular season game. But
yeah.
Now I'm curious to see, like, because I think he talked a lot about soccer. We didn't even talk about all the different changes in the executive board.
Don't really care.
Don't care, man. That's the organization, bro.
Nope.
Tepper Sports and Entertainment Group, baby.
Don't really care. All right, Dave. I gotta get out of here. I ain't trying to make this a 2-hour show.
No, we did it. We rock for an hour. We got C3 going. Go check out C3. Shout out to them.
I think Big Cat live too. Both of them is live right now. Go check them joints out, man. So that being said, man, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell in the comments. Let me know what's good. Check out that Senior Bowl content I put out. I'm gonna drop one of those every day highlight videos. But we out, man. Peace.
Peace, man.